Hey guys, Matt the Woodshed Barber here again with another review of a different clipper. So this is the Kemei 2296. Most of this review is going to be my first impressions review after using it for a few days and honestly not having the best experience. But at the tail end of this, I'm going to be putting in, well, a clip from right now where I found out a hack to make this a better tool than I thought it was. So let's talk about the Kemei 2296 clipper. You can tell by looking at it, it resembles a lot of other clippers out right now. You know, it looks like the TPOB-X in a way. It kind of looks like the TPOB-XO. It kind of looks like the Coco clipper. It kind of looks like the Vader. Out of those, I'll go ahead and say it is more like the Vader. And so I'm going to go ahead and get this part out of it. Whenever people are like, oh, the TPOB-XO looks like the Kemei 2296. Not even close. I mean, they have some resemblance, and only in this area right here. You can see this is the TPOB, but look at the size difference. This is a bigger beast of a clipper. And not only that, but this is metal, this is plastic. And the biggest difference is just the internals, the overall function and workability of these things. And so it's important that you guys know whenever these clipper companies, mostly overseas, mostly in China, come up with a new mold of a clipper, they sell that mold to a ton of different distributors, different, clipper companies, and they can then put their own internals in it or use that company's internals, mix and match, create custom clippers. It's not just, oh, these are all the same thing. Now, the surprise with this Kemei is that I actually do like the internals of it. Let's go ahead and get into the Kemei 2296 and see what is good about it and what's not so good.
Pop the hood. 2JZ engine, no shit.
So all it says on the box is that it's a 5-volt motor. I don't know about that, but 5-volt, this feels like we're going back to talking about the old wall seniors that recorded, because that's how they measured stuff. Is, oh, how many volts is it? But it does have 3.5 hours of runtime. So that's a perk. However, 350 minutes to charge it. That's not awesome. That is almost double the charge time than what it gives you in power. It's plenty powerful, and actually it's pretty quiet too. So let's give it a listen. That is pretty stinking quiet. Honestly, it might be one of the quieter clippers I have. I would say the feel of it in hand, the power that it has, I'd say the power on this thing is a 9 out of 10. Now, the blade that does come on it is a taper blade. Reminds me a lot of the taper blade that did come with the Troll that I had from TPOB. Very good taper blade, very good cutting blade. Nothing special about it, but, just typical taper blade. I would say 7, 8 out of 10. Maybe let's go 7. 7 out of 10.
You're in dire need of an upgrade. Systemic, top to bottom.
Now, design is going to be a different conversation for this thing. So like I already pointed out, similar, but that's where it stops. Is just by just glance, that's all these comparisons are with each other. This thing's design, it feels good in the hand. Nice, feels like a good plastic. I do like the fact that they copied the trimmer with those Andis ribs. Let's be honest, they got that from Andis. But it feels really good in the hand. Design feels great. Where they're awful at, and not to mention, it also comes with the charging dock, so I appreciate that. But this is the design flaw. With the TPOB, super nice click lever. We already talked about that in the last video. Super nice click lever. And the click is actually built into this unit right here. With this one, the click is built into this little rail on the side there. It doesn't even have, forget 5 clicks. It doesn't even have 3. Sometimes it has only 2. So first position, I guess you can count that as a second, but it just falls right into it. And I have to push it way over. Now, on the way back, it gives you more clicks. But it is not, and it's also not easy to move. It's not steady. It doesn't fall to the same place every time. The problem with this clipper's design is that, and honestly, this is my only gripe of it, is the lever. The problem with the design is that, yeah, if you're going to use it for clipper over comb, fine. Great. If you're going to use it for guards, that's great too. If you're going to use this clipper for fading and tapering, which is what we mostly do, and you have to dial in minute distances, this thing's trash. And that's where it falls short for me. I actually really like this clipper with the exception of this. It definitely, it is almost a complete replica of the Vader. However, it has better internals. It cuts better. The blade's better. Everything on it's better. But that stupid clip. Oh, I don't know what they're thinking, man. But granted, this is a $28, $30 clipper. That's what happens. So design, potential 9 out of 10. But because of its functionality, it's a 3.
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
So performance-wise, like I said, it mowed through everything fine. And there's been a couple of moments where I've just reached and grabbed it because I know I just needed it on that lowest setting. But like I said, sadly, its performance can't give me what I need. I've got all these clippers back there that all have fading capabilities. I can dial them in where I need to. They work great. This is the only kind of style click / even floating lever would be better than this. It's awful. I don't know what they were thinking with this. So performance, because of that, but it can cut well. I'd say 5 out of 10. Overall thoughts. Should you get it? I'll put it like this. If you're a cosmetologist and you're working at Sports Clips, Great Clips, and you're just not really into this craft, this is a job for you. But you don't want to have to fuss with, a crappy rusted bladed, 10-year-old wall legend, then yeah, sure, go ahead and spend $30 and get this thing. If you're just a clipper head that just likes to have every clipper out there, go ahead and get it. If you take your craft seriously, which most of us do, if you're watching these channels, you are obsessing about it the way we all are. Don't get this thing. You'll get it and you'll want to like it the way I want to like this too. But that arm, that taper arm is just awful. So I would say a hefty not recommend. The trimmer counterpart, the $22.99 trimmer, is amazing, and I think every barber should have it. This thing. So guys, you just saw it. Didn't really like it too much, but I forget who it was, what video it was, and shame on me for not remembering it or writing it down, but a hack you can do on this. Now, I talked about how much I hate the lever. Well, inside that screw, there's these 2 black plastic, looks like gears. They kind of hug, and that's what creates the click. And like I said, this is an awful click lever. But if you take out the bottom one and reinstall the entire system back in, then you've got a floating lever. And as a floating lever, it's pretty decent. So I'm going to adjust my review and just say, if you are brand new to the business, brand new barber, and you're looking for a good beginner set, now I do think that T-Pob is a better way to start if you're really serious about this, as far as having your stuff set up, correctly from the beginning. But with, let's say, $60 in the line, 60 to $70, you can get both of these. And for real, guys, not a bad way to start learning to cut hair. So that's my overall viewpoint, and it just goes to show sometimes first impressions can be wrong. You have to spend some time with something, get to know something a little bit better. Thanks for watching. Please click that subscribe button, comment down below, share the video, like the video. So keep it humble, keep it kind, and as always, I'll check you on the next one.